Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we have one NBA 2K19 rating from every NBA team that makes absolutely no sense. So basically, I am going to be the judge here as I go through these 30 teams, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion if I think a player should be higher or lower, or maybe is exactly right out there. So this is an article by Murray. Mary, I'm gonna call you Mar. This is an article by Mar. So let's go ahead and get started on this and see what it's all about. So the first one we have is Atlanta Hawks Taurean Prince. I will say, man, last year Taurean Prince I thought was pretty solid out there. This season, you know, he's been really good at times. There's also been times where he's not been very good. So it is the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks team, you can't really expect anybody to be like too great out there. But I will say he probably deserve. I would probably say 79 is pretty good, man. That's because of consistency. You know, if you want to argue maybe like 1 or 2 points higher, maybe like an 80 overall or 81 overall, that's probably fine. But I would say this seems about right as of right now, worth a lot more room to improve when he wants to. So I'm pretty good with that one, man. Next up we have Boston Celtics Goran Heyward. So basically, man, he missed all last year. But I'm not one of those people that's like, you know, because he missed the season, he deserves a lower rating, because once upon a time on the Utah Jazz, like, Goran Heyward earned that rating, you know, based off his style of play and being a 20-point per game scorer out there. So until proven like otherwise, I feel like he deserves to have that rating still. Now, if he comes onto the Celtics and, you know, he's been we're about a little less than a month into the season, hasn't been playing up to par, or as he was on the Jazz, like, okay, at that point you probably lower him down. I would say as of right now he's not really 88 overall type of player. I would probably say more like I mean, honestly, as of right now, he's still kind of getting his wind into him and everything, man. I'll say like 84, 85. He's got, you know, a lot more to prove, and he's still working on getting back, but I think he will get there eventually, man. Next up, we have Brooklyn Nets, Caris LeVert. So Caris LeVert is one of the most improved players in the entire NBA. He's probably going to be up for the award at the end of the season. Looking like he's probably the best player, man, on the Brooklyn Nets. I know that's a team with like D'Lo and Spencer Dinwiddie, but Caris LeVert is a guard that can do everything out there, man. Like, he can literally do, I don't know, man. I just remember him playing on like Michigan and stuff like that. I watched him a lot there, and it's just like he was always kind of a taller guy, but he always had those guard handles. So I think he actually is listed as a small forward. I would say he probably deserves like the same rating as like a Taurean Prince. I don't think he's quite 80 overall quite yet. He's got, you know, it's such a small sample size, but like a 79, maybe 80 overall, you could argue that. I think he'll definitely get there eventually too. But LeVert has been absolutely fantastic for the Brooklyn Nets. Next up, we have the Charlotte Hornets, Tony Parker, as a 76 overall. You know, I've seen him play a few games for Charlotte, and, you know, he's been a pretty good backup point guard. I think a 76 is fine. You know, that's typically what you get for a decent backup point guard. No, when he was on the Spurs the last few seasons, he wasn't really playing as much, but he looks like a guy that can help, you know, an NBA team win. I mean, he's not going to give you no 30-plus minutes a game, but I mean, Tony Parker for 15, 20 minutes out there in the backup point guard role behind Kemba Walker, I think he definitely deserves that rating he currently has. All right, next up we have Chicago Bulls Jabari Parker. All right, man. So I don't know how I feel about Jabari right now. I haven't really watched a lot of Bulls basketball, to be honest, because, well, they're not really a good team. I know Zach LaVine's been killing it. That dude deserves about 99 overalls right now. But you know, Jabari Parker 81 overall. I don't really know what his stats have been like out there, man. But you would think, due to the signing, like, it seems like he's a higher rated player, but an 81 overall, you know, he's still proving himself. He's getting back from injuries and stuff like that, and even before like injuries, he wasn't playing like this really great like all-star player. I mean, yeah, he's nice, but he's still has a lot of room to grow. I'm okay with the rating. If you want to say like 83 overall, that's fine, but 81 sounds good. All right, Cleveland Cavaliers, Kevin Love 86 overall. See, this one I do disagree with. Because Kevin Love is definitely better than that rating. Now, we're all basing this off him playing with LeBron James for the past few seasons and stuff like that, but I mean, well, recently he went down with injury. Before that, Kevin Love was putting up some damn good rebounding numbers. The scoring was good. He was looking like his old prime self to an extent. Maybe not totally, because that Minnesota Timberwolves Kevin Love was an absolute beast. But I would say probably at least like an 88, 89 overall. He's not like the 90s guy he once was. But no, man, he was definitely heading in that direction. Of course, now he's out for 6 weeks, and we'll see if he comes back from that injury and is motivated at that time, because, you know, at that point, the Cavaliers not really asking for too much in the win department. Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, 79 overall. See, what this person don't understand in this article is that, like, this is based off, like, the base rating, but now you're kind of, like, assuming these players based off of how they are now. So, if you want, like this article should probably be titled, one rating that should be changed for every NBA player. Because, yeah, at this point, Luka Doncic, I would probably say he's been the best rookie so far, with Trae Young being literally right there, and even DeAndre Ayton, dropping the double-digit scoring and rebounding out there. But Luka, man, this dude, his court vision is like next level. Like, I see like LeBron James in the court vision. Like, he's that good. Like, he's got that potential out there. But once again, it's such a small sample size. So if you're gonna jump him up, like, I don't think he gets that Jason Tatum treatment quite yet. I thought Jason Tatum was rated at 87 overall, was kind of whack, to be honest, man. But I would say Luka's going to end the season at like 82, 83 overall. I'm good with that. Next up, we have Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray just dropped a 48-point game. Because he was going for 50 at the last second, and Kyrie Irving got pissed and tossed the ball into the stands. But Jamal Murray, 81 overall. I was actually expecting him to be in the department for most improved player this year. I was talking a lot about him during the summertime. He's a big-time scorer, guys. I think he's going to be a 20-point-per-game scorer this season. Might even, like, the way he's been scoring as of late, he might be, like, mid-20-point-per-game scorer, which you would say puts him up there with, like, you don't want to say, like, the super elites. He's not, like, a Russell Westbrook or a James Harden type of guard. But you can kind of say he's, like, getting close to that Kemba Walker range with his scoring. So I could say, yeah, he probably deserves like a +5 in his rating as like an 86, maybe even an 87 if he keeps things going. I definitely think this is a little lower because you're saying, okay, Jamal Murray only 2 ratings higher than like Trae Young or a Taurean Prince or somebody like that. So yeah, this one I agree. He deserves a lot higher than that at this point. Detroit Pistons, Andre Drummond. All right, so this guy right here, or girl, is saying that an 87 is too high for Drummond. He deserves an 84. Well, I got this argument to make, man. 2020 games don't exactly translate into wins. And yes, Drummond is dropping those games and it's not leading to the wins, but that's not what it's all about. Like, he's still getting the 20 points, 20 rebounds. So from a rating standpoint, from a single player's rating standpoint, the 87 is good. He deserves that. I mean, come on, man. You don't see a lot of players dropping 20-20s out there. And it's like, just because it doesn't translate into wins doesn't mean he should be hurt as an individual player when it comes to his 2K rating. So you can't really drop that down, man. I mean, yeah, if he starts launching up threes every damn game like he was doing early on in the season, then yeah, okay, we can talk about that. But no, if anything, I would say he deserves like 89, just based off personal stats only. Okay, we have Golden State Warriors, Demarcus Cousins. Is he 84 overall? I'm pretty sure this person has injuries turned on, because if I remember correctly, he's listed as like an 87, 88. I'm pretty sure his rating is down because of his injury, which is in the game. So yeah, I mean, I guess what I don't understand with this one right here is, how are you going to give Goran Heyward his same rating coming off injury, but you're not going to have DeMarcus Cousins listed as one of the best centers coming off injury? It just doesn't make much sense to me in that case. So if this is true, I don't think it is. That is definitely some dysfunctionality within the 2K rating station over at their headquarters or whatever. Houston Rockets, Melo, 79 overall. So this person out here saying a 75 overall. Okay, come on, let's not kill the man too much out there. Yeah, his jump shots and stuff like that, like, he's been asked to shoot a lot more like 3-point stuff like that. So maybe you drop him down in the mid-range game for that reason. But he already had a big drop down. Like, he went from like an 89, dropped down to like an 84 at the OKC Thunder. Now you want to jump down like to a 75 overall? He's better than, like, come on. That's just too much. That's too much, man. 79, you already feel like it's disrespectful towards Melo because of him being like a former All-Star and stuff like that. But yeah, 75. I wish I had a list of the 75 overall small forwards so we could compare. Melo, chemistry-wise, or even like his style of gameplay, it might not translate these days, like in the offenses, but he's still a hell of a player, I would say. All right, we got Tyreke Evans as an 80 overall player. I don't know what stats he's putting up this season, but what I do know is last year he dropped like 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists per game, which is way better than an 80 overall. Down here it says bumped up to like 84. I agree with that, but you also got to take into consideration what type of numbers he's putting up with the Indiana Pacers. If you guys have that in the comment section below, let me know, man. Like, what type of numbers is Tyreke Evans actually putting up? We have the Clippers with Tobias Harris as an 82 overall. Yeah, he's been like that same rating for the past few seasons now. I know last year on the Pistons, before he was traded away, he was like having a career year shooting 3-pointers and stuff like that. I assume with him taking more jump shots, he's probably kind of like faulted or went down in other aspects of his game, which you can kind of argue for the balanced rating. I mean, I haven't really like heard too much from Tobias, like people saying like, yeah, Tobias Harris, he's just having a breakout year. Like, he seems like he's just been the same consistent player. Now it's like, now you could argue what his rating actually is deserved based off his stat line. That could be argued, but as far as him like improving as a big time player, I haven't seen like giant leaps, just little things here and there. But I would probably say he's probably close to like 83 or 84, maybe a small little jump here and there. So yeah, so he's put up impressive numbers for the Clippers. I wish I had that in front of me. All right, next up, Lonzo Ball, 79 overall. It says it feels like 2K was somewhat generous with his evaluation. They're staying at 76. Well, if anything, you can argue he deserves a rating increase because he was shooting like 40% from 3 last time I checked, and he still got the court vision. He'll still getting the assists out there. Yes, his assist and rebound numbers are down, but you got to understand, last year he was playing around like 35 minutes per game. Now he's down, I believe, to like 28 minutes. So you're going to see a dip in his stats, but as long as like the per 36 numbers and all that stuff, that all the stats people look at balances out, or I guess it's consistent with last year, you don't really give him a ratings drop for that reason. Like I said, man, he's shooting better this season, so you might even argue a ratings increase. Memphis Grizzlies, Chandler Parsons. Well, we can argue this because he got that bitch-ass contract, man. He's got that bitch-ass contract. Yeah, I don't know too much about Chandler Parsons anymore. I don't really pay attention to the Memphis Grizzlies. What I do know is that he's better than he's been the last few seasons, and a lot of that is chalked up to he's healthy now. So it says he was one of the best kept secrets when he was on the Houston Rockets. No, he wasn't. He was no damn secret because that's why he got that bitch-ass contract, because everybody knew how good he was playing. It was after that he fell off. All right, we have Miami Heat, Hassan Whiteside. Oh, I gotta see what y'all want for this man. He hasn't been nearly as great in his past 2 seasons. What are you talking about? This man getting like 16 rebounds a game right now, isn't he? Unless I was looking at the wrong stat line or something like that, but I'm pretty sure this man is getting like still putting up really good numbers this season. Yes, he did have a bad playoffs. He gave up on his team. I'm sure he's did a little, mental surfing out there to find himself again, but 81 overall, there's still a lot of centers I would, probably take Hassan Whiteside over at this point. Milwaukee Bucks, Brook Lopez. I think he deserves a little higher. He's been huge, man, no pun intended, for the Milwaukee Bucks. His 3-point shooting has been great. Isn't he like the all-time franchise leader in scoring for the Brooklyn Nets? And it's like, you don't just do that. And it's not like he's fallen off that much. I mean, yeah, we can say that last time he was on the Lakers, maybe he wasn't as motivated to play good because the Lakers weren't very good. But then again, neither were the Brooklyn Nets when he played on those teams either. But yeah, if he, I definitely expect him to get out of that 70s range. One of these 2K updates if he keeps it up with the Bucks and they continue to win games. Minnesota Timberwolves, Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, this is what I gotta say real quick before I see what it says down there. I think Cat is one of the best centers in the NBA. But that rating right there makes him the best center in NBA 2K in like the current rosters and stuff. There's no way in hell Cat is the best damn center in the NBA. There's no way in hell you give him at 91 and then you give Boogie at 84, even injury or not, or even Joel Embiid I would take, man. So let's see what they think he gets. Yeah, his defense isn't great. He's definitely not worthy of a 91. He's really not. But he's. I mean, with that, it's like you drop him down to what the other centers are at. So give him like an 88 or an 89, like the other centers have in this game. We have Nikola Mirotic as a 79 overall. Yeah, this dude's jump shot, man, his perimeter shooting has been so big for the Pelicans. I mean, this man is looking like he deserves some freaking 99 3-point shot or something like that. 79 overall is a little bit too low. I say right now I'll give him like an 83, maybe an 84, but that's a little pushy. I would say like 83 for Mirotic. Sounds pretty good. New York Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis. He's only 85? Once again, you see the 85. Last year, if I remember correctly, before he went down with injuries, I remember that the Knicks were struggling and he was having some consistency issues. Because I believe his highest rating he's ever had was an 87. So if 87 was based off his best play, and he was not playing all that well, and he dropped down to 85, it's like, okay, I got to see him come back now and prove again that he can be that all-star caliber power forward that we all know we can be out there. Maybe future center, who knows, man. I'll probably see Kristaps as a center in the future based off how the NBA is going. OKC, we got Dennis Schroder as an 81 overall. So he said he doesn't deserve the rating of 81. I mean, when he was on the Hawks last season, I know there was a good stretch there where like his per numbers or something like that, like he was actually statistically one of the most consistent, efficient point guards in the entire NBA. It's the same thing with Lonzo Ball, going to a backup role, although Lonzo's starting now, and you expect a decrease in the numbers. But I would say Dennis Schroder you would probably say he's the best backup point guard in the NBA, right? Maybe there's like a Fred VanVleet or somebody out there that you can consider, or Terry Rozier too, somebody like that. But yeah, I would say 81's probably fine. We have Orlando Magic with Aaron Gordon as an 82. Seems like he's been an 82 since he's been in the damn NBA. I haven't seen the Magic really improve a lot this season. I know Aaron Gordon last year, he was putting up some good numbers for a bit, which gave him the A2 rating in the end. But not really a big jump for him. I gotta see his game actually like translating to some wins himself. I know I was saying that, you know, it's not really all about like how the team does, because if you're individually doing well, but even his stats, it's like it hasn't really been all that great. Okay, so yes, I guess they're saying he doesn't deserve a high rating or something. Dario Saric, 79 overall. He seems like he's just been a good filler person for that team. I mean, I know before he was actually drafted, he was scouted as a guy that you would say is similar to Ben Simmons, kind of like a 6'10" guy that was supposed to be more of a ball handler. He was definitely a point forward, like when he played Euro ball and stuff like that. But now he's asking just to be a shooter, so if that's all he's doing in the offense is shooting the basketball, then, you know, you can only get the shooting stats so high up there. So there's not much more you can do about that. We have Phoenix Suns Trevor Ariza as a 78 overall. I mean, he getting paid $15 million a season, and it says, and while he has been declining, soon 81 would probably be a better rating for the two-way player. I heard he wasn't really doing too good on the Suns. Like, he's not been all that great there. So yeah, 78 is probably fine for him too. CJ McCollum has 87 overall. The thing is about CJ McCollum is that Damian Lillard and CJ both have similar games, but it's obvious that Damian is the better player. So it's like, while Damian, I believe, is like a 90 or 91 overall, I would say CJ McCollum probably deserves to be a few points under what Damian Lillard is. I could argue an 88, but like I said, man, like 1-2 rating points, not that big a difference to me. Sacramento Kings, Buddy Hield, 79. This guy deserves a rating boost. He's having his best season. He's playing his best basketball since college, guys. Plain and simple. Now you all want to say he's the next Stephen Curry, like maybe the GM once upon a time said. No, but the way he's been scoring out there, his efficiency, his confidence, I'm seeing like an 82, 83 overall player in my own eyes. Okay, we got DeMar DeRozan, 89 overall. Yeah, he's been absolute. Wait, what? Close to an 85. This man playing MVP basketball for the San Antonio Spurs. Dude, okay, yeah, that's, no, if anything, I'm gonna say he deserves like a 90 or 91. You all want to drop this man down to an 85? What? Kyle Lowry, 85 overall. His passing has been great. 3-point shot, I see him launch from the Curry range now. He's really stepping up, guys. You know, like losing to DeMar DeRozan, I thought that was gonna hurt him, you know, mentally and emotionally, but really it hasn't. He's been playing some good basketball. I would say he probably deserves his 87 rating that he once had. Maybe even an 88 the way he's been playing this season. I believe he's the first point guard in Toronto Raptors history to have 7 straight 10-plus assist games. So that's something to think about. Utah Jazz, Joe Ingles. Okay, what are they saying, man? Continues to be overlooked by the media. He might even become an all-star in the future. You guys, is Joe Ingles having an all-star caliber season? Because I know he's a great 3-point shooter. I know he plays good defense. But I don't know if he's quite an all-star, especially in a conference. Well, I guess from like the all-star standpoint, it's not really West versus East anymore. It's because they do the whole like Team Curry versus Team LeBron thing out there. But still, I think Joe Ingles' rating is fine. With maybe a +2 in there. And finally, we have John Wall of the Washington Wizards. It says that he's a borderline 90s player according to 2K. Wall should lose a few points from his overall rating. Yeah, John Wall this season has been like, I don't know. I know his field goal percentage has not been good. 3-point shots not been falling. The Wizards have been looking like one of the worst teams in the NBA, playing simple, man. So I would say he's probably like an 86 right now. Same with Bradley Beal. He also probably deserves a rating decrease. That's the thing. It's like if you are like last in the conference or like top, bottom 3 or something like that, you don't deserve to have no 89 and 80 whatever's on your team. Like, you deserve to be in the 70s like the Atlanta Hawks are. But anyway, guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. I don't know, man. I like going through these type of articles like this, just talking some basketball. Give me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.